Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry for the delay today. I had to do some things. But here I am. Welcome back, everyone. I have people to respond to. But first, I want to say something. I don't think I've been as proud as the comment section as this comment section for this video, for this video. Historically, I feel a little disappointed in some people's viewpoints because there is so much blame. But today, in yesterday's video, I kind of see it as like my subscribers are people I would go to battle with. And some of them, I'm like, I would rather just fight without them because they're a lot of crying people. I don't want to go to the front line. It's not fair. But this one, everyone was like, yeah, bad things happened to me. This is what happened to me, and I fought it. And some people were like, I didn't always think like that, but now I do. And it was just, there was like 3 comments where it was women are horrible. Women blame men for everything. But other than that, it was total accountability. So thank you, everyone, for your very good, very strong comments, okay? So today we're going to start with Gina G. Do you think it's really necessary to take a year off of dating? Wouldn't you lose valuable time as a woman? Yeah, you would lose valuable time, but if you don't figure yourself out, the time that you will be using that year, let's say you don't take a year off and you're just dating, you're not going to be meeting the kind of people that you're going to want to partner up with forever because you haven't spent the time. A year, I don't know. 5 years, I don't know. It depends. Everyone is different. The biggest thing I can suggest, Gina, is waking up every morning for 3 months and writing 3 pages in a journal. I don't care if it's Jennifer is dumb. For 3 months. You wouldn't do that, but that will start to straighten you out. And I think in 3 months' time, you'll be way points ahead with unpacking blame and any problems that you have had. Yes. Thank you, Gina G. Okay, next up is Patrick Marr. He has a really long comment. It's so important. So, the day his mom died, the nursing home had him clean out her room. It was raining and it was windy. So he took all of her belongings and put them in the back of his truck, put a tarp over it, and he was driving down the highway and the tarp fell off and was like disrupting traffic. And by the time he realized it, he pulled over and he did a walk to pick up the tarp. Here, I'll read it. As I walked back to the truck with the tarp, the thought occurred to me that on any other day, the tarp incident would have been the worst thing that have happened to me. But on that day, it was demoted to second worst. The realization made me laugh out loud. The badness of the day or event is relative, and we have the power to decide its effect on our lives. Ever since that day when something bad happens, I think if this is the worst thing that happens to me today, life is great. Patrick, thank you for sharing this with us. That was a really good reminder, I think, to everyone. So thank you, and I'm sorry about your loss. All right, Chris W. says that he usually likes my stuff, but this time I have it wrong. He's basically saying that I'm assuming, he said, there isn't always a what's next for everyone. A lot of people, yes, but not everyone. Look at the higher suicide rate for men who have been divorced against their will without the women ever wanting to work. Yeah, some people will decide to kill themselves, and some people won't. That's such a personal decision. Some people kill themselves when they lose their money, not because of a woman. Some people will kill themselves when they're alone or when they don't want to die alone and they have cancer. There's a million reasons people decide to take their own life, but you don't have to do it. What sometimes is inflicted upon another cannot be recovered from as if everything is fine and fucking dandy. No, it doesn't have to be fine and fucking dandy, but I believe everyone can recover. Fine and dandy is relative. Can you be stronger, more sensible? Can you have learned a lesson from it? That's my thinking. Chris W., I appreciate your thinking as well. Thanks for the comment. Here we go. Age of Baguio. So trusting people as your parents taught you and falling on your face, lied to, abused is my fault. I was stupid enough to believe my parents. I was stupid enough to trust women. I can blame myself for it, but that won't make a unicorn female. This has nothing who is not a pathological liar. So it sounds like you had counsel from your parents, which was to trust people. Inevitably, ultimately, purely, I think that is bad. I think that is bad counsel. I think the benefit of the doubt is a good thing. But if your parents didn't teach you how to recognize, men talk about shit testing, but women that shit test. But men have to shit test too. You have to do some tests to make sure that people are well qualified for you. I was stupid enough to believe my parents. No, you were trusting enough. They taught you to trust everyone, and then you trust them. Their counsel is bad. I can blame myself for it, but we're not asking to make unicorns. We're asking for you to look at how your parents were wrong, how you were misguided, and then what you can do to go forward in the future. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm hoping for everyone. So it sounds like you have poopy parents, or maybe just trusting ones. I don't know, but you can go out into the world with a better mentality, smarter. Thank you, Age of Baguio. Next up, Chem Trooper. That's how I quit smoking for 5 years now. I no longer had my stress in the army to blame, and I understood that it was my fault. Smoking, I'm assuming. Thanks for the refreshing pep talk. I was just curious to the viewers, if today, right now, you could look yourself in the mirror and go, it's been 5 years since I blank, what sentence would you say that would make you feel the most proud? I've been single for 5 years. I've been happily married for 5 years. I have advanced my career for 5 years. I've been in therapy for 5 years, and I'm a new person. I quit smoking 5 years ago. I quit drinking 5 years ago. I'm just curious, everyone, what you would be proud of. And I am very proud of you, Chem Trooper. This stupid jewel thing, I last night I started it again after 8 days. I'm a weak bitch too, but it's my fault. Anyway, Chem Trooper, congratulations and thank you for the comment. Next up, Court of Larry. I'm just going to read a sentence or two. I think it's very good. What a perfect spiritual blindfold blame. One side is smooth and colors your vision like beer goggles never could, while the other side is studded with spikes of recrimination. It's alluring, isn't it? To put the rose-colored glasses of blame on. Thank you, Court of Larry. Oh, and Spaz, I like your video, but something the burning question stuck in my mind. Is it my fault that other people, though I'm content in the suffering I went through and I'm still going through, that I'm more positive in my attitude? Is it annoying that since my mentality has changed to a glass half full, easy, or type of thinking, that others start staying away from me? Yes. Is it my fault, even though I can empathize with other people's stress and struggles, that I turn it around into something positive? It is your fault. It is your fault that you're filtering out people that can't or don't want to be around a glass half full type of person. In life, we are filtering people in and filtering people out. And sometimes it can feel like you're losing good people, but when you're a good person and you start losing people, they're probably not very good. So I would say it is your fault and it's a very good thing. Congratulations, Spaz. Undead, your sign. I don't have any fight left in me other than the kind that would land me in jail. You make yourself sound like someone lacking compassion in this video, and that fault lies with you. So question, you have zero fight left except for something that would land you in jail. So it sounds really extreme. Are you really telling me and everyone that you have no level 10 fight out of 100? It would just be like super escalated. That's hard for me to believe. And then you make yourself sound like someone lacking compassion in this video, and that fault lies with you. That is my fault. I am very, very, very low in compassion. And if it's coming across to you, then I'm communicating myself well. And you're saying I would be interested to hear what you have to say about that. Thank you for the comment. Next up, James Calvert. As a child, I was indeed not at fault for much of what occurred. I allowed it to keep me stuck for far too long. And that's, I think, what a lot of people do. Something happens, some 1 5-minute, 1 year long, one life event, and you stay there. You choose to stay there mentally. It sounds like you decided not to. And it sounds like maybe you've done the 12 steps. This is a great comment. Basically, he had his dad. He had a resentment against his dad. One of the biggest resentments I lugged around was that said in a grating, whiny voice. He always accused me of doing things I didn't do. Well, actually, when I tried to quantify it, I was faced with the stark reality that it only actually happened once. All the other times I was doing what he said I was doing. I lied to myself and him, thinking, how dare he accuse me without any proof? Writing things down is really important. So what he's saying, what James Calvert is saying, is that he, in his head, it was grander than it actually was. He thought that this big thing was always happening, but it happened once. Again, with staying in that place, staying in that mindset. I'm happy that you quit drinking and that you wrote some stuff down. James, great comment. Thank you. Oh, and then here, Brandon Roach. It's not your fault where you came from. It's your fault if you stay there, or something like that. That's exactly what we were just talking about, isn't it? Yes, something can happen to you. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. Move on. Andy Grubb points out that there is an infinite number of ways to project blame, but there are basically two categories in which it can be sorted: controllable and uncontrollable. So he's talking about a jet engine falling from the sky and landing on my head right now. Super, super uncontrollable, except for not living where I did. Very few things, just random shit like that happens. So let's talk about like the 99% of the things that are controllable. And he talks about the baby trap and how many different things a person, how many different directions someone could go to lessen the possibility of getting in a shitty situation. Oh, but the law's in the government. Yeah, but you first. Awesome comment, Andy Grubb. Thank you. Kent Johnson. Hey, for any dads out there or moms out there, let's take a play from Kent Johnson's dad. When I was 13 or so and pissed off, my dad told me something that I have never forgotten. He said, by the time you turn 18, everything that happens to you will be your fault. Every single thing. All actions have consequences. You own your own actions, all of them. He not only told me this, but he showed me by the way he conducted himself every day. Nobody's fault but mine. What a world if we were all taught that. And if we weren't taught that, like one of the first people that said, oh, it's my fault that my parents taught me. Okay, your dad didn't teach you this, but you're old enough now to take it in and do something with it. Unless you are a victim. Unless you want to stay a victim, unless you want to stay in that mindset from fucking 10 years ago, then you can stay there. Your choice. Your power. It's under your control. Ken Johnson, you have a good dad. I bet you're an awesome dude. Thank you. You know, a lot of these comments are just different ways of saying a summation of the video, but I think that they're really important because we all hear things a different way, and sometimes it resonates with us in a different way. So, Techno Mage, B5, blame, fault, accountable. In short, that which you assign responsibility to, you assign cause to. The person at cause is the person in power. Responsibility is simply acknowledging, I caused that, I exercised power and caused that. So take responsibility. Acknowledge you have the power to create an effect, even if it's a bad one in this instance. Learn from it and create better effects next time. It's like video editing, right? I'm not going to do that next time. I want it to look different. I want it to sound different. I want it to appear different. I want to be different. I want to change direction of my channel. No, but I mean, like, your life is your channel, you know? Good comment. Thank you. Like I said, many of these comments are just reiterations or different summations. Erudite distortion, I don't know. Blame, the residue of stench from an acutely negative life experience, like a cabbage fart. The need to blame lingers until the lesson from the experience is understood. Only then does the air clear and you realize the pain is no one's fault. Just a series of self-serving decisions based on fluid circumstances leading to that painful moment and the dance of life goes on. Garrett! That's my boy! That's my boy! And finally, the last one, James Nuttall. A great video. I was wondering if you could explain some effective ways of unpacking blame. I do my best to learn. And he has friends, but, you know, that would be a good topic for a video. I'll have to go in and really think about how to answer that more completely. But what I said to Gina G, journal every day. Before you pee, before you drop your morning deuce, you write 3 pages. And I don't care about what. And you will be amazed what comes out. Everyone, thank you for joining today. Sorry again, this came out a little bit late. But that's the way it is. Going to a little birthday party tonight. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing tonight? And again, I'd like to thank all the patrons. Definitely, the past 48 hours has shown a huge increase in support for me. So I really appreciate that. I'll create videos forever for free. I have no problem with that. But if you feel inclined to make a donation, I will accept that too. Everyone, enjoy your weekend. I will see you next week. And remember, if you have any ideas for what I should do a video on, then you message me. That's it. Thank you. She's a cat lady, that stupid YouTuber. Jennifer's a cat lady. Zosha's downstairs. The Doberman. She's here. We took her running today, so she's fine. Thanks for the concern. For all of you who even know that I have a Doberman and wonder what happened to her. Okay, everyone. See you later. Peace.